It's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube how you doing, Connie? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by a very special guest, Lucifer Storm. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. How the devil art thou?
Oh, doing awesome. Thank you.
I still love that intro with Cobbie Mark. It just gets me every single time. I could watch it a million times in a row and I'll still chuckle like a madman.
Speaking of which, we're going to spend the entire stream just replaying the same clip over and over and over. Until
yeah.
All right. Welcome, Matanui. Meet.
How the devil art thou, Matanui?
Welcome, Page One Comics.
What's up, Page One Comics?
Ah, WyzGyz, eh? Indeed.
Love it.
Welcome, Not My Monkeys, Not My Circus. Yo, chaps.
Not my monkeys. How the devil art thou?
What's up? Oh my gosh. Thank you for coming back on the show, man.
Anytime, man. I had a blast. I had a blast last time, so I'm more than happy to come on.
Good to have you. Yeah, we gotta get the sucker funded, man.
Yeah.
For those of you in the audience who are new, Lucifer, would you do the honors and kind of share your quote unquote origin story?
Yeah.
How did you grow up? What were you into? Were you into comics, toys, video games, cartoons, movies? And what were the key milestones in your life and career that led you to eventually crowdfunding your own book? Oh, before you begin, welcome Jennifer Grover. Hey, darling.
Hey, Jennifer. How the devil
Hey,
art
how
thou?
are you guys? Good to have you, Jennifer. Thanks so much for coming. All
Awesome.
right.
I like seeing this. More and more people just joining in the chat. It's awesome.
It is so cool.
Cool. So my origin story starts
Disturbing horror films.
Oh, they do tend to play a part in my origin story. I mean, it depends on how far we go back. I was the youngest child of 4. I had 2 older siblings who were mentally disabled, so I was kind of born into a family as a young carer. So I spent a lot of my older sibling.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
That was weird.
I spent like a lot of my childhood was kind of going to school, and then when I got out of school, I was just doing what I could to be a kid with any spare time that I had. I absolutely loved toys. I loved music. I loved TV shows. I loved movies. And unfortunately, I was kind of a sick kid because I was born 6 weeks premature. So I had a few health problems when growing up myself. And one day I went to school, and some of my friends who had been off ill, they'd come back and been like, "Hey, look what my parents got me as a get well soon gift." And I was like, "I never get a get well soon gift. What the hell's going on? This ain't right." So I said to my parents, like, "Why don't I get a get well soon gift?" kind of thing. And they were like, "Because you're sick so often, it's either an ear infection or a cold or just fucking something," kind of thing. But they gave in one day, and they didn't know what to get me at the time. Like, I was watching reruns of Batman, Adam West Batman, and I was watching like Doctor Who and Star Wars and James Bond and stuff like that. And my father, every Sunday, he would always like go out and get like the Sunday newspapers, come back and do whatever. Well, this one Sunday, like, he went out, he came back, and he said, "Okay, here's your get well soon gift." And he just flopped some comics in front of me. There was Spider-Man, there was Fantastic Four, there was Batman, there was Superman, and I didn't really read them properly because I was too focused on the artwork. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This artwork's incredible. And like, I've seen Batman and Spider-Man on TV. So like, this is amazing seeing them in a comic. And these other guys I haven't seen. You know, this is my first time seeing them, kind of thing. So that really kind of like kicked things off. And, you know, I started exploring more like science fiction stuff. And as I was getting older, I was experimenting with like horror stuff. And like one of my first horror movies was like The Monster Squad. And it's still one of my favorites even now, even though it's incredibly cheesy. I still love it. And yeah, as I got older, that, you know, that kind of like geeky, nerdy side of me, it never really went away whatsoever, even though I got bullied horrifically at school for it. Because back then, like in the 80s, you know, in my area, at least in on my side of the pond, it wasn't exactly cool to be into that sort of stuff, you know. And yeah, it just kind of grew from there, and I still stuck with it. You know, I had my parents when I was a teenager saying, "You're too old for toys," and I was like, "Yeah, but am I though? Am I?" You know, like, because you say that, and I'm not sure you're correct. You know, I mean, you've lied to me about stuff like Santa. You could be lying to me about stuff like this.
There you go. That's a good point.
So, you know, and my parents were also more my mother than my father were very kind of strict on what I could and couldn't watch. You know, they would look at like the age ratings of movies and be like, "Oh no, this is an 18 and you're only 8, so you can't watch this." And like my friends from school, they were all like, "We've just seen Poltergeist and it was amazing. We just saw A Nightmare on Elm Street and it was amazing." So I used to like borrow like books and videotapes off of them, old school VHS tapes, and be like, "Oh, you know, let me borrow that copy of Hellraiser you got. Let me borrow Carrie and let me see what that's all about." And I'd have to try and watch it without my parents knowing and stuff. And I absolutely loved it, fell in love with it. And then, you know, as I got older, I left school. I was bouncing around from job to job, you know, just living paycheck to paycheck. You know, I didn't really want to. I was too busy going, "Oh, this skateboard's amazing. I love skateboarding," and listening to heavy metal music and stuff like that, you know. And it came to about the late 90s, early 2000s. And my father had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And he was told in 2000, "You've got 6 weeks left to live. Get your affairs together." Now, my father, what you need to understand about my father is he was someone who, when he walked into a room, he owned the room. He was like Superman. You swear you could throw an atomic bomb at him and he would just brush it off and be like, "I'm getting back to work now." Kind of thing. "I need to play some snooker," and stuff like that. But he was also very stubborn. If he believed in something, that was it. There was no changing his mind, even if he was like horrifically wrong about some information. He was like, "No, I am dead set in this." So the fact that he lived for 10 years after that diagnosis just goes to show how stubborn he really was. And yeah, in about 2010, he sadly passed away. The cancer had spread to so many different parts of his body, his lungs, his bladder, and so much more, even his bones. And yeah, it was a very long and hard battle for him. It really did disrupt the family as well. And he passed away in 2010. And at that point, I just left working for a charity. Because you know, I loved working for that charity. It was a children's charity and stuff, and it was really great getting to, like, I would do some work behind the scenes, which was great because you still knew that you were helping. But I also got to do some work with the children. You know, this would be like lost children, homeless children, children who had just escaped like domestic abuse and stuff like that. And it was really good to help those kids the best I could, even if it was just sitting there and like listening to them and saying, "Hey, do you want to play a board game or something? Hey, check out some comics. You might like comics," and stuff like that. But after he passed away, you know, I just had that moment where I was like, hold on, life is so fucking short. Like, do I really want to go from job to job that I hate? Why don't I start focusing on what I really want to do with my life? And what I really wanted to do at that time was tell stories. I wanted to write stories for comics. So I started writing. just picked up that pencil and just started going for it. Unfortunately, I didn't really have many artist friends at the time, so I was looking for people and all the time. And back then, it wasn't as easy as it is now. If I want to look for an artist now, I just have to go on Twitter and say, "Hey, I need an artist." And there'll be 10 million fucking messages coming in, you know.
Oh yeah, easily.
But back then, it was pretty much who you knew and who they knew as well. So I met up with a couple of people who were artists, started working with them, but they saw it more as a hobby. And I was like, I don't want to do this as a hobby. Fuck that. I want to do this as a career. Like, I'm serious and I'm passionate, kind of thing. And, there were so many problems with them. And I got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I haven't drawn for years, absolutely years. Because when I was younger, I loved drawing. You know, if every time I got a new issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of the first things I would do is flick through the pages and go, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then I'd pick up a pad of paper and a pencil, and I would start like copying what I was seeing on the pages and trying to like learn my best about why it was drawn that way and stuff. And that was kind of knocked on the head when I was at school in my final years, because I had this art teacher who did not like comics. And we had this art lesson where he turned up late, 5-10 minutes late, and he was like, "Okay, kids, I'm late. I'm sorry. My apologies. I still need to get some stuff together. Get on with some homework, read a book, do something whilst I get everything together, and then we'll get on with the lesson." Now, at the time, you had like a lot of kids who were like, "Yes, I'm going to avoid detention because I got 5 minutes to quickly rush my homework." And I had a copy of Spawn issue 1 in my bag, and I was like, "I've been meaning to read this bad boy. I was going to save it for lunchtime, but now seems like a good time." So I pulled out that issue 1. I started reading, and this guy's getting his stuff together, and he catches me out of his peripheral vision, sees that I'm reading a comic, and he comes storming over to me, right, with absolute fury, and he rips the book out of my hand, and he just says to me, "Comic books aren't art," and then just tears it up right in front of me. And that was enough to make me go, "Screw this! I'm not doing this. I'm not going to draw. If that's how people are going to be like towards like comic books and stuff, no, I don't want anything to do with it," kind of thing. So, like, I put off drawing for so many years, but then I got to that point where I was like, if I can't find an artist and I want to write these books, I've got 2 options. I either start writing them as novels, which I could have done, but I was dead set on writing comics. So I decided to pick up a pencil again and start teaching myself how to draw again, which was a long, long process. And during that time, excuse me, during that time, I created a character called Jericho, who unfortunately I never got to finish her story, which was a real shame, because it was a character that I started thinking about during like my father's battle with cancer. And the reason I thought about it is because I was, like I said, I was meeting up with people who wanted to make comics and stuff, but they wanted to do it as a hobby. And one day, like I met up with a couple of guys who were really into comics, and they were always saying like, "Oh, wouldn't it be great to like be a writer for DC one day or Marvel one day?" And I just met up with him, and one of these guys turned up late, and he was like really frantic when he did turn up, and he was like, "I'm being stalked by a word." And I was like, "What are you smoking, and why aren't you sharing it with us?" Like that's my first question when someone says that they're being stalked by a word. And he eventually calmed down a bit and like chuckled at the question and everything, and he said, "Well, look, I've on the way here, I keep seeing these different advertisements for things, and they've all got the same word in them, and the word is Jericho." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he said to me, like, "Does anyone know anything about Jericho?" I was like, "Have you never heard of the walls of Jericho whatsoever?" kind of thing. So we talked about it a bit more. And, like, he said, like, "Wouldn't it be cool if we could like just take that word and make a story from it?" And like, I went home that night, and I started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, maybe we could. So like, I spoke to my mother, because she's a devout Christian, said like, "Hey, can I borrow a couple of your Bibles? I need to like refresh myself on the walls of Jericho." And as I was doing so, like, I had like my father on my mind, like his battle with cancer and everything. And I started thinking to myself, wouldn't it, like, what's the best kind of arch nemesis that a superhero can have? Like one that's like really interesting and keeps challenging them, Like, it has to be an arch nemesis who's 3 steps ahead of them all the time. And I thought to myself, well, that's kind of what cancer does, isn't it? Like, it stays 3 steps ahead of you, even though it's a tumor. It's not a sentient being. So what if there was a superhero who, yeah, sure, you know, they do have criminal arch nemesis and stuff, but their main arch nemesis is the disease of cancer. So I came up with Jericho. And I started working on that. When I made that decision to like finally like draw for myself as well as write and try and make my way in comics, especially indie comics, I got started with Jericho. And before long, it was about a year after my dad's death, I had that first issue put together. And I was going to conventions and promoting the work. And, you know, like one of the first conventions that I went to was up in London to promote the book, and it was the very first issue we were promoting. And I remember this guy who had sorted it out, he said, look, I've got you a spot at this convention in London, you need to come with me, we're going tomorrow. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking he's got us a table, right? So I packed the car with all this stuff, and he's like, no, bring more. And I was like, this is all I've got. He's like, okay, well, that's gonna have to do. It wasn't until we got to the convention that he was like, by the way, we don't have a table. And I was like, what the fuck do you expect me to do with all this stuff then? Like, if you're trying to apply to be my manager, you're fucking fired. So I ended up like emptying this box of like issue 1s and just carrying this stack of issue 1s with me everywhere, and I'm just giving them out to people. I'm like, screw it, I'm not here to make money, I'm here to promote. So free comic. And the very last one I got to hand to Clive Barker. And that was amazing because I'm a fan of Clive Barker's anyway. And, you know, I waited in queue to see him, and actually meeting him was very kind of like, oh my God, I'm nervous kind of thing. And I was like, here, thank you for the stuff you've made. Here's what I've made kind of thing. And he actually stopped the entire queue and started reading the book in front of me. He's like, you wait there, I want to read this. So he read like the entire book in front of me.
What?
And when he got to the end of it, he just went, this is fucking amazing. And we just started talking even more, and there were all these guys lined up who were like, yeah, come on, we've got other guests we want to meet.
Oh, damn.
So I walked away from that, and I was like over the moon. I was like, that means the world to me. You know, even if he's lying, it still means the world to me kind of thing. And I was talking to my friend about it, like, oh my God, that was such a surreal experience. And he was like, well, I think you're about to have another one. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, have you noticed there's a couple of people over there like staring at you? And about 20 feet away, there was these 2 guys, and they were looking in my direction and going, huh? And then like chatting to each other and then pointing at me again. I was like, what's going on? And these 2 guys walk over, and as they get closer, I'm like, I recognize these guys from somewhere. And one of them was Crispin Glover, and the other one was Ricky Dean Logan, who had both been in the Back to the Future franchise. And they've both got copies of my comic book, and they're like, we just got handed these and we read them and we loved them, could you sign them for us? And it was like, okay, I think I've caught lightning in a bottle here.
Wow.
So I kept working on the book, and I got nominated for a couple of awards along the way, which was really nice, really, really awesome. And then I started getting directors approaching me saying, hey, you know, we want to turn Jericho into a movie, or we want to turn it into a TV show or whatever. And I was like, I'm listening, tell me more. And one thing you need to know about Jericho is it was a very mature reader's story. I prefer to write for a mature reader's audience. I can do it for younger audiences. I actually have a diploma in writing children's books, but it just doesn't float my boat. You know, like if I want to make a bit of money, sure, I could go down that route and just write a shit ton of children's books. But I'd rather write the stuff that I'm writing now and stuff like Jericho, because it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more rewarding. And these guys would come to me and be like, I want to turn this into a movie. I want to turn this into a TV show. And every time they said that But I was like, oh, don't you dare. I know what you're going to say. And they'd be like, we want to take out this, and we want to take out this, and we want to take out this, because we want to make it for a younger audience. We want more bums in seats. And we can only really do that if we make it for a younger audience. So we want to tone down some of the violence. We want to tone down some of the language. Her backstory, it's a bit traumatic. Maybe we should take it away. So each time they said that, I would respond with, you can sit on this, and then just walk away. And along that journey, I got to meet some really amazing people. One of them was this guy who emailed me, and he was telling me how he had been diagnosed with testicular cancer, and he hadn't been given too long to live. And he was in that mindset where it was a huge shock to him. He didn't know what to do. He wasn't given long left to live, and he contemplated. He was sat there thinking, do I just want to let this disease eat me away and kill me, or do I want to go through the chemotherapy, which isn't much better, and it might give me a chance, but who knows? And he said that he really contemplated taking his own life, but then he read that first issue of Jericho, and he was like, on those pages, there was a hero who was fighting for people like me who's suffering with this. So that encourages me to keep on going, even if I've only got a few months left to live, kind of thing. And I didn't hear from him for a while, and I thought, damn it, it's fucking got him, hasn't it? And then about 2 years later, he emailed me and said, hey man, just wanted to let you know I'm in remission. And it was all because of Jericho. Because if he hadn't read that book, he could have still taken his life and ended it all a bit too early. So it encouraged him to keep going. And I met more and more people who were like that, who were like, hey, I contemplated giving up. I contemplated doing this, that, and the other. I then read a bit of Jericho, and it's a bit shocking. It's a bit mature and stuff. It's a bit gallows humor, but it showed me a hero fighting for people like me. Even if they were failing, they were still trying. So they kept on going. And then I had I was approached by a certain company who I probably shouldn't name for legal reasons, but they're quite big here in the UK. They're a TV station, and they wanted to talk to me about adapting Jericho. And at the time, I hadn't even finished the run of Jericho. I think I was on issue 6 or 7 at the time. And once again, they did that whole thing of we want to tone it down. We want to make it suitable for younger audiences. We want to take away this, that, and the other. So once again, I gave them the middle finger and said, fuck off. I don't want anything to do with this. And at that point, I was kind of like, hold on a second. Hold on. I keep getting these people approaching me, asking to adapt Jericho and stuff. Well, I don't have the funds to do a big live action movie or a live action TV show or anything like that. But I think I could do an animation. Maybe I should do an animated movie. So I wrote an animated movie, a script for an animated movie of Jericho, and there was a couple of other characters in there who were superheroes. So I thought, oh, hold on, how about we do one of their backstories as an animated movie, and that can lead up to an animated Jericho movie and stuff. So I announced it and said, okay, gonna do this all by myself. And at the time, I just started working with this artist on another book that I wanted to work on called Skin and Bones, which was the story of 2 superpowered serial killers looking for their missing gimp. Quite a silly concept, but a fun concept nonetheless. And I needed someone else to work on that so that I could work on this animated movie. So I had them working on the book, and I was working on the movie. I was in touch with a couple of people who had appeared in Game of Thrones. I had a couple of people who had appeared in Hellraiser. They were coming into the studio and doing voices and stuff. It was just a great experience, and I truly loved it. We had a guy who had worked for the BBC doing some of the animation. We had a composer from Disney doing some of the score and stuff. Everything was going so well. And then one day I wake up and there's a couple of people on my doorstep going, you owe us money. Give it here. And I was thinking, what money? What do I owe you? Tell me more, kind of thing. I'm very confused. And it turned out this artist that I've been working with on this book, he had run up quite a bit of debt in my name.
Oh boy.
And that was not good. And I was in this position where these debt collectors were saying to me, like, look, you've either got to pay the money, and it was money that I didn't have, or they were going to start taking valuable possessions, right? And one of the first things they wanted to take, because they knew very well that people were interested in Jericho and film rights, was they wanted to take my characters away from me because they had value. But what they could do is they could say, well, the rights are a piece of paper. So the paper's like, what, 1-2 pennies? But we can still sell it off to those people that want to make the film for a lot more money than that. So I was in a position where I was like, Jesus Christ, these people are going to take my fucking characters away from me. This is terrible. This is haunting. This is nightmarish. So I had to sign rights for all of my characters over to a trusted friend and say, look, you know, you need to keep hold of these for me. You can't do shit with them, but neither can I, kind of thing. And, you know, they agreed. So I got like a solicitor involved in stuff. So I secured the rights to my characters, and then I started taking legal action against this person. And everything turned out all right in the end, but I was still in a position where I didn't really have any characters that I could work on. I couldn't finish Jericho's story. And at that point, I was on issue 8, halfway through issue 9, and it was like a 12-issue story arc. So I was like, shit, I can't finish this for years because I've signed those over. And I had another character called Unity that people were showing interest in as well and wanted to turn it into a film. And I couldn't work with her story either. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And it was a real like dark moment for me. I also had I was in a relationship at the time, a really great relationship, and that had gone tits up, for want of a better phrasing. So I was in like quite a dark place. So I kind of like just took a bit of time to myself to kind of like heal myself, kind of thing. And during that time, like I was just starting to like create new characters and stuff. Because then I could still work with them. They weren't going to be taken away from me. And I also started looking at like public domain characters and stuff and going, oh, how could I update these characters? How could I, give them a new lease on life and stuff? And it was around that time that I came up with Lady Satan, because I discovered a public domain character called Lady Satan. But the problem with this public domain character was she wasn't in many stories. And one issue, she was a spy hunting and shooting Nazis. And then the next issue, she's a witch fighting werewolves. So no one really knew what to do with the character. So I saw it as like a blank canvas. And I thought to myself, if I was going to make a character called Lady Satan, like what have they been through that makes them think, you know what, my name should be Lady Satan? Because in order to come to that conclusion and be like, I'm going to be a vigilante called Lady Satan, to me, that says they have been through some shit. And, I needed that like cathartic outlet, especially when it came to storytelling. So I started piecing together this character and her backstory and the story that she would go on. And it got to the point where I was like, wow, the only resemblance between my character and the public domain character is the name. So I kind of did a bit of like a Neil Gaiman there with Sandman, where I just made it completely my own. So I started like figuring out her story and stuff, and excuse me. And I eventually got to that point where I had this story that I really, really liked. And there was a lot of extreme elements to it, but it was still kind of like this really heartfelt story. And it would take like quite a few books to tell. At the beginning, like I had planned like 12 different graphic novels featuring her to tell the entire of this really large narrative, but I still wanted to focus on the first book. And then I kind of whittled that down to about 5 books and was like, that's a much nicer, tighter, more concise story. And, it has those gripping, horrific elements and stuff. Like, this is not a book for the sensitive. This is not a book for the easily offended. Mm-hmm. And you really shouldn't give it to your kids either. But I wanted to make sure that with this story, that when the reader got to the end of it, they would feel one of 3 things. They would either feel horribly disturbed and be sat in the corner shaking and going, oh my God, the clowns are going to eat me. Or they would end up crying because they would feel that it was a very beautiful story, or both. and I decided to aim for both. I wanted the reader to be horribly disturbed but incredibly moved at the same time. And yeah, I ended up, because I was working on my YouTube channel at the time and kind of like finding like my feet when it came to my YouTube channel, and teaching people how to like write comics, because this seems to be something that's very easily overlooked in the indie comic scene. Unfortunately, there's some really great writers out there, but there's not a lot of resources for how to write comics, and it is very different to writing novels. I can tell you that from experience. So I thought, well, you know, I better start using my channel to start teaching people, and it just started taking off. People really appreciated having that content and having that information there in front of them that they could utilize in like these small bite-sized videos where they could listen to them for like 10-15 minutes and go, oh, okay, now I understand what plot is and how to start developing a plot. I now understand how to write interesting dialogue and structure a story and stuff like that. And during that time, I started working on the script for the first Lady Satan book. And I documented it, not as well as I probably could have. Maybe that will change in the future, but it started getting people interested. And then shortly after I finished the third draft, I started working on the artwork for the book, and I started making progress with it. And last year I thought, you know what, I think it's time to pull the trigger and get a crowdfunding campaign up there. I mean, the book wasn't finished at the time. It still isn't finished now, but there's always been steady progress on it. And every day that I've worked on this book, it has been an absolute pleasure and an absolute joy. So yeah, I decided to pull the trigger, and it was very early in December last year. The crowdfunding campaign launched with a 60-day time limit on it, and now we're slowly approaching the end of that time limit, and we are 55% funded.
Man. Wow. Let me catch up on chat. I was reading it all, but I wasn't like audibly reading it.
Hey, that's all right. You go back as far as you need to.
Let me see here. So Jennifer says, hey, Angels. Matt Neely was asking, why does the dude on the right look like he's in a music video?
I mean, this isn't the video shoot for like WyzGyz like latest track. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, man.
Yeah, exactly. I've been in a career too for 15 years. I know what's involved, sir.
It's not easy, is it? Not my monkeys.
Hail, Team Dark. Hail, chat.
Adams.
Let's see here. I got someone from a couple people from Twitch who popped in earlier. Apologize for taking so long to get to you. Unfortunately, my early experiences with Twitch, I had some bizarre people come and say outrageous stuff. So
there's still time for me to do that for you if they don't.
Twitch kind of gave me a shock initially, so I'm not sure how to take it. Adam says, my parents let me watch anything. Lucifer's parents were strict. One of us is called Lucifer, and I think that says it all about parenting, really. Welcome, Baba Yaga 445.
Baba Yaga, what's up?
Hey. Jennifer says, my parents were the same. They were strict in a lot of ways, but with TV and movies, we were allowed to watch anything. Robertson, hey, Baba, baby Baga 445. Hey. Adam says, don't think it did me any harm. I swear a lot, but that's Billy Connolly's fault. Nothing to do with watching films. Sorry if I came across as rude. Don't even say hello. Normally I would, but I hate to interrupt my guests. Oh, yeah. Not My Monkeys suggested making Adams a mod, which he is now. Don't undersell yourself, Not My Monkeys. You're doing fine. Baba Yaga, hail Hitler. Um,
Why, thank you, Page One Comics.
yeah, page 1 says, Jesus Christ, Lucifer is charming. Adam says, mate, when I run for prime minister, you're my campaign manager for sure.
Awesome.
Jennifer says, I always knew that TV and movies were not real life. To be honest, what confused me was the songs on the radio. When I was small, I didn't understand romantic. Oh, yeah. I shared a little bit later on in the chat your handle on Twitter.
Yeah, it's the Lucifer Storm, except no substitutes.
Adam says, my missus would say, I still don't understand romantic stuff. But hey, I was listening to Cradle to Filth. So what do you expect?
Hell yeah, Cradle of Filth were awesome, man. Cruelty and the Beast was a great album, but not as good as oh god, Darkness and Her Embrace, I think it was.
I know, no problem. I know it. I'm out of my depth. Adam says, holy shit, name in blue. Thank you. My pleasure. And Jennifer says, lol, my husband is not romantic at all. His proposal for marriage to me was, hey girl, you want to go to Charm Diamond Center and get a ring? No. Oh, hey, do you want to marry me? Lol. That's funny. I shall use my new powers to point out that Lucy here is also on Minds.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you, mods, for dropping the links.
Yes, thank you very much. This is all awesome stuff.
Lots of cool stuff in a stripper.
Hell yeah. What more could you want?
Welcome, Wooly.
Evening, Wally. How the devil art thou, good sir?
Let's see. Good, you found him. Sweet. Let's see here. All right. Oh, when you're in chat rooms in like YouTube streams and stuff, is your handle the same thing, or do you call it something else?
It's just Lucifer Storm on YouTube.
All right. Lucifer Storm on YouTube. Let's see, some conversation in the chat. Oh, just trying Tamna Woolen. Not bad, but unremarkable. Was Jericho ever made into a movie or show?
No, because unfortunately, because of those rights issues that I had, because of that artist running up all the debt, it meant that production on the animated film was put on hiatus, and we never got back into it, unfortunately. I hope to change that one day, because I want to resurrect Jericho and finally finish her story. And who knows, maybe it will end up becoming a film at some point. We just got to wait and see. But my focus is on Lady Satan at the moment. So, yeah, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. But it never got there. It never got there, but that doesn't mean it can't.
There was let me see. I don't know if you heard, but there was like I guess a show that played in the States. I don't know if you ever heard of it, called Jericho, but I don't know if it was really even related or.
No, it wasn't related to what I was doing. But when I think it was when I got to about issue 6 of the book, I started getting messages from like complete strangers saying, man, you do realize there's a TV show already called Jericho. And it was like, and there's also a computer game called Jericho. Like, you can't really trademark just one single word like that.
Right. Yep. Unrelated. Whoops. Golly, where was I? All right. Right. I've been making thumbnails for a super secret show that me and Lucifer are doing.
Ah, yes. We were talking about this earlier, me and Wally.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Adams hates secrets. Look forward to it, though. We'll never try that. I think I'll have to now. Crazy cheap at the moment. 20 to 22 quid single malt.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, shit. Always on Amazon right now buying it. Give it a great review. Oh, whiskey.com. Jennifer says, I'm a wench with a wrench. The wrench of power. That's right. The trouble with public domain properties is that you can't own them.
Yeah, that is very, very true. But like I said with Lady Satan, I did so much to make her my own character. Like the only thing she has in common with the public domain character is the name Lady Satan. So I can still own my character. I just can't trademark the name Lady Satan, which that's fine by me.
Adam says, very true, Jimmy. Fun, but maybe not too profitable in the long run. Oh, I like the guest appearance by Kirby in the background. That's cool that you recognized him. Kirby's one of my favorite Nintendo characters of all time. Because he and I are very similar. We eat a lot. The story would make a good comic by itself. Lucifer is probably the best guest a streamer can have. He does all the work.
Oh, bless you, Adams. You're too kind. You're allowed here more often because of that.
We're on Twitch too. Hail Twitch. Yeah.
Yes, evening to everyone on Twitch. How the devil art thou?
I simulcast to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the same time.
Awesome.
Subscribe, hit that like, and all that jazz. Indeed. Thank you. It's great. Uh-oh, you made me want to smoke. Oh, I gotta get one now.
I do apologize. I being the devil and all, I tend to have that effect on people.
That is definitely the correct assessment of those albums, Lucifer.
Thank you.
Can someone just for a minute to say, oh, it came on just for a minute to say hi. Hey, welcome, Ryan Cardinal. Hey,
Ryan.
Oops, meant come on for just a minute. Evening. All right. My workday was kind of crazy, but I'm unwinding.
Nice.
Awesome. Everyone is drinking. Oh, things are interesting over here today. Oh, man. I always feel a bit dirty on Twitch. Twitch is all sorts of fucked up. Let me tell you a story about cancer right after I light my cigarette, Lucifer.
Damn fucking straight. Well, the funny thing is my father was never a smoker. Never smoked one cigarette in his life.
How did you get into it?
How did I get into it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my mother was a smoker. She's not anymore. And it was just one of those things, like when you're a teenager, like you've been told so much through your life, because like I had such strict parents who were like, you can't watch this. This is okay, but you can't watch this. It just made me that kind of person that was like, every time you tell me that I can't do something, I'm going to prove you wrong. Somehow, some way, I don't care if it takes me 10 million fucking years, I'm going to prove you wrong. Kind of thing. So I always had parents that were like, don't smoke, never smoke, never smoke. And then one day, me and my friends got hold of a pack of cigarettes. It's like, let's give this a try. And yeah, it just kind of carried on from there, really.
Life is a lottery.
Exactly.
Jennifer wants to come on the stream for just a minute. Promise just for a minute or two. Do you mind if she pops on real quick?
Yeah, bring it on. I'm down.
1 moment. All right. I DM'd you the link, Jennifer. So let's see here. Let me drop the actually. Whoops, wrong window. Drop the link again. If you can back it, please back it. If you can't at this time, understand and understandable. Please do what you can to share it across all your social media. That would be greatly appreciated. We got to get this guy funded because this is a sweet looking book.
And you know, every little bit helps. If it's just tweeting out the link once or twice, sharing it on Facebook or something, that's absolutely cool. Letting your friends know, let your church members know as well. Hey, there's this guy doing something really fucking blasphemous. Like, you need to see this for yourselves.
There you go. There you go. Indeed. Lady Satan, angel in a killer's dress. We're at 1511 USD. That's 55% of the 2741 fixed goal, and there's 7 days left. And I'm pretty sure you told me already, but refresh my memory if you would. You chose that fixed goal because that was the bare minimum you needed to complete this campaign and fulfill successfully.
Yep.
To cover the basic costs, like
to cover all the printing costs, make sure that there was enough for shipping and enough for like any of the charges that Indiegogo and PayPal in your bank take and all that. And it literally came to two grand in Great British pounds. But for you guys in the US, that's what, 2,700?
Yeah, 2741 in this case right now, based on the exchange rate of today. So these campaigns seem to fluctuate here and there as time goes by. Sometimes it's a little higher, sometimes it's a little lower.
Yeah.
But it's all revolving around the exchange rate. Hopefully, let's bring on Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
To cover Jennifer, I think keep the
shipping and enough like any of the charges.
Keep the StreamYard window open.
Two grand in Great British pounds.
Keep the StreamYard window open, but there's you've got the YouTube tab window still open, so you'll want to just mute that other one.
Oh,
there you go. Hey,
Hi, sweethearts.
How
Hello, babies.
How are you?
WyzGyz.
It's working.
WyzGyz.
Yeah.
Is it working good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. You got to mute the regular YouTube stream so that the audio only comes out through your StreamYard.
Darling, you know what it is? I X out of it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that'll work too. Yep.
Yeah. Because I don't trust myself to do it otherwise. I don't. Because I'm almost 50, but when it comes to technology, I'm about like 125.
Yeah.
It's
if
true.
anyone, Adam
It's true.
says, if anyone watching hasn't backed yet, click that link above and check out Lady Satan. We need to give Lucifer something to do instead of watching all those video nasties. Yeah, really. Spam the internet with Lady Satan.
Sounds good to me.
Indeed. Oh, Wooly says refresh the campaign. Let me bring it up.
Ooh.
And I shall. So we're at 1151 with 30 backers. Nice. Nice.
Excellent. We're up.
1566, 32 backers.
Bless you. Thank you.
It is.
Yeah.
I looked into it. It's a very cool story. Very beautiful
Oh,
art
thank you.
and very cool story. Yeah.
Yeah, 57% funded so far. Woo! Awesome.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Let's
fan-
keep it going, people.
Yeah, fantastic. Jen's on. This is going to be good. Welcome to Jimmy Ray's Art.
Jimmy Reyes, how the devil art thou, good sir?
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Where did my
No.
face go?
Why are you in the dark?
Uh-oh.
Did you just turn off your camera?
WyzGyz, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't.
You can
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And Lucifer can hear me too. You guys,
can
I'm
hear
so sorry. I don't know. I don't honestly know. Oh wait, there I go. There I am. Hello. You
Hello.
guys.
That was funny. You went
Hello.
black for a while.
Hello. You guys, honestly, I don't know. But this is a work computer that, so I kind of think that they might be sabotaging me in some ways, but
Could be.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because it goes in and out like that. Yeah.
Not my monkeys, not my circus says, who is this vision of loveliness?
Aw.
Yeah,
Is he
thanks
talking
for,
about me?
he's talking about me. Thanks for the compliment.
Oh.
I did. Of course, it's Ms. Jennifer. Ms. Jenny.
Oh.
Jenny. Hi there, Jimmy Reyes Art. Hola. Hey, Ross.
Hola.
Fairfield, how's it
Hey,
going?
Ross, how you doing, man?
Looks awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we got to get this thing funded, man.
Yes.
7 days left. So did you say this is coming to the end of a 60-day funding run?
Yes, that's right. A 60-day campaign because where I launched just before Christmas, if I'd done it earlier in the year or a little bit later, like around now, I probably would have done the 30 days and then extended it by 30 days. But because it was so close to Christmas, I thought, you know what, it's better just to do the full 60 days. That way, you know, with Christmas leading up, those who couldn't afford it, they could still jump in shortly after Christmas with any Christmas money that they got or like a paycheck at the end of the month, and then they could still jump in and grab hold of it.
Myron knew he's asking, why did YouTube take away the ability to read what emotes are called? Huh. I don't know. I can't tell what they're called anymore. That's odd. I wonder why. All right. Well, this is a good explanation. YouTube does stupid shit all the time.
True.
That it does.
Yeah.
True. You guys, do you want to know what what I learned was strange in sign language? Like this.
Ooh.
Like making this across your face.
Making that across your face.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Apparently that means strange in sign language.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you learn something new every day. I like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. I know fundamental sign language because my cousin Bill, his ex-wife was, well, and I'm not being derogatory, she would describe herself as stone deaf. But
Okay.
Anyway, so like I learned some, but then they got divorced, and she moved away to New Brunswick, and I never saw her again. So yeah. So anyway, I know a little bit.
Can
Yeah,
you
Awesome.
can you like turn your laptop camera so that your whole face shows most of the time?
Oh,
Because sometimes
I'm sorry, Alan.
sometimes
Like
only
this.
yeah,
Like
like
this.
that. There you go.
Like this.
There we go.
I'm sorry, darling. But wise guys, you know what?
What?
I'm very technologically problemed.
Well, you're
It's
making
true.
it happen, so
It's
you're
true. Uh-oh.
good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You do
Okay,
it.
here I am. Okay. You
Yeah.
guys. Oh, wait.
Mhm.
Oh, shit. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You
You can
guys.
apologize.
You guys. You guys.
Yeah.
I gotta go have a smoke now because I'm inspired by Lucifer there. But listen, Lucifer, I gotta tell you something, darling. I'm not blaming you like saying, you made me smoke, because when I'm drinking, a lot of times I smoke. So it's not because of you. It's just I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Come
But
on,
anyway.
Lucifer.
Mwah. Thank you
Angels.
so much for coming on.
Aw. You guys, like, can I come back later?
Yeah, if I'm
Yeah,
still
of
going,
course,
but
Of course.
I've got like 2 other streams later tonight too.
Okay. Well, listen, I don't want to be like one of those people who's intrusive or whatever. So if it's not okay, that's totally okay with me, because you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be interfering or whatever. But but yeah, okay. I'm gonna go for smoke, and then if you guys are still here, I'm gonna go in the chat and see what you're doing.
Sounds like a
Cool.
plan.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, babies.
All right.
Awesome. You enjoy your smoke.
Thank you, babies. Okay,
Take care.
maybe see you soon. Okay.
She's
Oh,
a,
bless.
she's a hoot and a holler. I think my chat box is glitching again. Oh, that sucks. Is this his pen name?
Yes. To put it bluntly, yes. It's half a pen name, I should say. Storm is my actual surname.
Oh wow, that's a cool one.
Why, thank you. I think so. A lot of people, like, they hear it and they're like, "Oh my god, that's amazing! What's your job?" And then I'm like, "Well, I make comic books." And they're like, "Oh, it just gets even better."
Yeah, I know. Really. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine at the delivery room, your mom giving birth, and your mom and dad are like, "What shall we name him?" And they go, "Oh, let's call him Lucifer."
I wish that had been the case. I'm very open about what my real name is anyway, because I operated when I was working on Jericho stuff. I operated under my real name. My real name is Fway Storm.
Oh man, that sounds cool too.
It does, doesn't it? And like it sparks up conversation. But the reason why I went for a pen name is kind of twofold, really. One, you get a lot of people who don't know how to pronounce my name, and they don't know how to read it or spell it. And that surprisingly, that puts people off of buying books when they see a name that they can't pronounce.
Oh wow, oh.
Right, which is so strange. Like, they'll look at it and go fwa, fwe, fu, fle. And then they just put the book down and go, "Fuck this! I'm going for Stephen King." It's absolutely fine. So there was that reason, and because I have an older sibling who's in a care home, he's mentally disabled and stuff. Obviously, doing what I do get the occasional bit of hate, and even though I highly doubt anyone's actually going to follow through with any threats that they fucking make, I mean, no one has yet, so that's cool. I don't want to give them that opportunity to be like, "Oh, well, we now know what his brother's name is, and we can kind of fuck around there." I wanted to take that out of people's hands. So I decided to go with Lucifer, because I was sat there for ages thinking, well, I don't want to get rid of the Storm part. I dig that, and that's my name. That's what I'm used to. what name works with Lucifer? With Storm. So I literally sat there and wrote all these names. I was like, no, that's a member of the Fantastic Four, so definitely not. No. And I really didn't know what to call myself. And my friend Tony, he had put me onto the TV show Lucifer. And I was watching a few episodes of that, and I was like, hold on a second. And I just wrote it down. And at first I was like, this is either the best idea ever or the worst idea ever, and I can't figure it out. So I started asking around with like a couple of people, like telling them about my predicament, saying the only name that I feel comfortable with is Lucifer Storm. And the amount of people who were like, oh, I don't know, was quite tiny. There were a few people, surprisingly, a lot of atheists who were like, oh yeah, but what about like Christian readers and stuff? But yet all the Christian readers I'd asked, they were all like, that's awesome, do it. So I just went, yeah, fuck it, Lucifer Storm, that works for me. I may get it legally changed later on down the line. I don't know. It's still kind of a new name. It's really weird when I've got friends who have known me as Fway for so long. If they try calling me Lucifer, it seems weird.
Yeah.
But when it's people that I haven't known that long and they call me Lucifer or Lucy, it feels so right. So
I would feel strange legally changing my name. Yeah, to each their own. But it's like, it's kind of weird when you hear the stories about how people are so inspired by Star Wars. They call their kids, they name their kids after like characters. Yeah, Luke Skywalker, and maybe Skywalker's the middle name, for example. Or Obi-Wan. But, actors and actresses have done stupider things, calling their kids Leaf, Rainbow. So whatever.
If I remember correctly, the lead singer from Korn, Jonathan Davis, he called his kid Pirate.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I mean, oh, man. I think it just leads to kids getting bullied and teased. Yeah. When their names are too far out of the norm, what we view as the norm. Yeah, she is boomerang. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact.
Agreed.
She is super sweet, no matter what stream she's on, or no matter what chat she's in. She is super sweet. You can gate crash my party anytime. Why not Thunderstorm? Thunder is the first name.
That's a viable option.
Hell.
But like, what really solidified Lucifer for me is I did have that moment where my brain said, well, you know what? There's got to be at least one ex-girlfriend out there who thinks I'm the devil. So why not prove them wrong?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense too. Lady Satan, Angel in a Killer's Dress. Let's watch the movie here.
Oh, let's do it.
What is the style of music? Is it considered hard metal or hard rock?
I would personally consider it alternative metal.
Alternative metal, all right. Yeah, I mean, I used to work with someone back in the day who listened to similar sounding music,
Yeah.
except what I like about this over what I used to listen to when I was working with my colleague is that here you can actually make out the lyrics. You can make out what
Yeah.
they're saying, as opposed to the things that sound like nothing but guttural.
The real deep.
Yeah, where you can't make out what on earth he's saying. It sounds like a bunch of sound effects tacked on one after another. And this was an alternate intro, right? I mean,
Yeah, this was kind of like a little pitch video that like I put together like real quick one afternoon.
Let's play this.
Hi, I'm Lucifer Storm, and I'm an award-winning graphic novelist from the UK. My forthcoming graphic novel, Lady Satan, An Angel in a Killer's Dress, is a 130-plus page revenge thriller that isn't afraid to enter dark territories while entertaining the reader. Lady Satan is the story of Lucille, a French stripper turned vigilante. After surviving being in a snuff film, Lucille, aka Lady Satan, finds herself on British soil. She has traveled from town to town, taking down criminals in the hopes that she will find the only existing copy of the snuff film that she starred in, an ordeal that left her with PTSD, PGAD, and an appetite for revenge. But when Lady Satan finds the location of the man responsible for her traumatic past, she discovers that he is a high-ranking British police officer named Chief Inspector Bennett, who is under investigation by Internal Affairs. Now, Lady Satan must battle her anxiety, doubts, crippling PTSD, and her debilitating PGAD in order to exact her revenge. Even though many people say this about their books, it's true. Lady Satan is a labor of love. I'm responsible for the writing, lettering, and illustrating of this self-contained story, while editorial duties are being left in the capable hands of John Wakefield, and the foreword to this book is being written by Robert Geronimo, the artist and writer of the Alterna Comics publication Bloodline. The book has been illustrated in black and white to give it a haunting noir aesthetic, while taking elements of the horror and thriller genre and blending them with a self-contained, character-driven story that will take you through a personal journey of darkness and vengeance. The book will also contain a special fan art section to say thank you to everyone who has supported this book since its conception. This book is not for children, but it is ideal for readers who loved such titles as The Crow, Faust, Love of the Damned, Sin City, Preacher, and many other outlaw comics. The campaign for Lady Satan features several perks, including an Indiegogo exclusive poster and an Indiegogo exclusive print, of which there are 2 variations. Also, every backer who pledges before the book goes to print will have their name credited in the book to let everyone know that they helped in bringing this project to fruition. I've spent countless hours working on this book, and the progress is always consistent. Every hour spent working on this book is an absolute pleasure and a dream come true. I'm incredibly excited to be bringing this book to life for you and several other comic book readers to enjoy. So please, back Lady Satan, An Angel in a Killer's Dress, and or share this campaign on your social media platforms and help me bring Lady Satan's story to life. Thank you for your support, and until next time, stay awesome.
I don't know who that guy was, but sold. He's convinced me.
Pretty sweet. Good job, man. Very informative. Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
I love that you're offering hardcover as well.
Yes, I love hardcovers. Originally, I was just going to do a hardcover, and then I saw how much you guys in the US would be fucked over with the shipping for the hardcover. So I was like, I better add a soft cover. And then my main man, Pops Van Sant from CromCon and Comic Book Related Madness, he convinced me to do a digital edition because there's quite a few readers out there, and I didn't know this at the time. Because of the pandemic and stuff, you got people in Australia who, if they order a book, it's going to be in a shipping container on the beach for who knows how long. They won't get it for a hell of a long time, and then that screws me over because eventually I've got to refund them, and then I'm out of pocket. And you've also got people out there who they like work on oil rigs and stuff like that, and they don't get mailmen. But they can get a digital comic. So even though I wasn't going to do a digital edition, I changed my mind very quickly and was like, well, if I'm doing it, I'm offering it up for as cheap as I possibly can.
Right. And I think in South America, the package that gets delivered to some sort of hub, like a mail center, and then the recipient is supposed to call in periodically to the mail center and see if they receive something, and then travel whatever distance to get there. So shipping can be a nightmare in some areas.
God, yes.
And like you said, like either US to UK or UK to US, that can be you're looking easily at $25.
Easily. I mean, that shipping could have been brought down if I had split this up into like 4 or 5 issues, which could have been done. It could have been like a little mini series, but like I said, it would have been about 4 or 5 issues. So then you've got to do like one campaign for issue 1, and then about 3 to 6 months later, you're doing another campaign for issue 2. And to me, that just ruins the experience. So, this was meant to be a graphic novel. So I wanted to give it as a graphic novel. And of course, one thing I probably should have thought about a bit more was the time that I launched the campaign, and the fact that, everyone's finding it hard right now because of the pandemic. So money is tight for a lot of people out there. That's why I'm not sweating it if this campaign doesn't get funded. Look, this book's going to happen one way or another, regardless of whether the campaign gets funded or not. It would just be nice if it did get funded, but if not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it or anything like that, because I get it. It's not cheap, and I really appreciate every person who's backed it so far and every person who's going to back it from here, because they've looked at their finances and said, I can't afford much, but I can afford this, and that's really fucking cool of people. I really appreciate that.
Right, exactly. Now, that said, heaven forbid, if it doesn't get funded, would you have still done fulfillment for the campaign anyway, even if it didn't get fully funded?
Well, if the campaign doesn't get funded, it's a fixed goal. So if it doesn't get funded, everyone's going to get refunded automatically.
Right.
So that way no one loses out on any money whatsoever, and then it gives me time to get a bit more of the book done, and I can either do another campaign, or maybe I can start serializing it online so people can sample it for themselves, because that's the other factor that's working against me. This is my first crowdfunding campaign. Not everyone knows my name, not everyone knows my work. So there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to be like, yeah, but we don't know if he can fulfill, we don't know if this book's ever going to get finished and stuff. And I can plead that it will until the cows come home, but that ain't going to change no one's mind until they actually see it for themselves. So I have a few options. I have a contingency plan in place if this doesn't fulfill, but hopefully it will. And like I said, if it doesn't, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, because this book is still going to happen, especially with the amount of like hate comments and messages that I've got. That just makes me even more determined to make this book happen somehow, some way.
Yeah, the reason I ask is because sometimes a creator will, if they know they're going to release the book and fulfill it, regardless of whether they get fully backed, they'll set their goal at what they're really trying to get, but they're going to mark it as a flexible goal instead of fixed. Let's see here. Requesting some clarification. What? You're not the devil?
Shh, don't tell everyone, Wally.
Not My Monkey says, if you're going to name your kids after a Star Wars character, make sure it's not one from the sequels.
Well, funny enough, let me introduce you to my son Jar Jar.
Oh, yeah, right. I need a cover this one. Wow. Oh,
I would love to see that. If I had my guitar with me, I could do some backing music for it.
that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh, man.
Love to see that. If I had my guitar with me, I could do some
Hey there. Jennifer, you've got, oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Are you using like green screen? Hey there. That Jennifer, oh my gosh. It looks like you have a green screen. And you're doing that thing again. You have another window open with
Uh-oh.
that is, oh my god. You're getting echo. And you're doing that thing again. You have another window open with that is, oh my god. All right. Wow, talk about crazy video effect. I wonder how you got that to happen on your work computer. It's like you activated a green screen.
You know what, darling? I honestly have no idea. Like, I went into where you sent me the link on Twitter, and I went to go in it again because I wanted to see you guys again, and then honestly, like, I can see from here that it's this like really weird thing going on. I don't even know. I don't even understand.
That looks like the background, the default background to green screen. If you since the link should have opened up in StreamYard, click on Stop Cam and then click on Stop. Turn on.
Hold on. Stop Cam.
Yeah. And then turn
Okay,
on.
what do I do now, darling?
What is it called again? Start Cam. Hold on.
Start screen.
Hold on. Stop. Oh, Start Cam. It's called Start Cam. Basically, you're just toggling it off and on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You guys. This is so weird.
You're an apparition. You're a ghosty.
I know. It's so weird. WyzGyz, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, anyway, babies, listen. Looking like this, which is so weird, and we don't know I don't understand what's going on. So I shouldn't stay on, but I just wanted to say hello and see you later.
You will do indeed.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, darling. This is so weird. Look at my face. It's like, do you guys see it? It's like a weird.
Yeah. Your face is like some background image.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always switch to avatar, so you're just a voice if you want. Up to you.
But I don't even like. It's so weird.
Adam
it's so weird, darling. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, you guys.
No need to apologize.
You're good.
Okay.
Adam.
Maybe if you guys are on an abyss, maybe if you don't mind, maybe like I'll try again in like about 15-20 minutes and see if it's different with, not being
cool.
You could exit now and then re-enter right after and see if it does the trick.
Wow, this is weird. Like, you know what? You know what's weird is that if I wanted to do this, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like if I had wanted to do this and say, oh, let's have a weird face or whatever, there's no way I would have been able to do it. But of course, because I don't want to, this is what happens. Anyway, babies. Okay, I'll I'll try one more time, and if it doesn't
Cool.
work, then I'll maybe try later. And if not, I send much love to you, my darlings.
All
Oh,
right.
bless you. Thank you.
Take
Okay,
it.
babies. Okay, honey.
Oh.
All right. Bye-bye.
Adam says, I would call my daughter Ray so she grows up tough. Boy named Sue style. Hail,
Hello, comment,
Dr.
Mark.
Mark. Hail, Lucy. Hail the chat. Adams, no. Hail the mods. Hail spam. Hail the commies. Hail the commie. Didn't recognize Lucifer without the shades. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Is it wrong that I think Daisy Ridley is a little cute? It wasn't her fault the script was shit. I
Not
think she's
wrong.
attractive. I
Yeah.
really like her smile. She's got a big, bright smile.
Hey, if she came up to me in a bar and was like, "Can I buy you a drink?" I wouldn't be saying no.
Yeah, really. It is stupid script writing. I feel that Shogun style mask. That's a good idea. That's a good comparison. Oh, Darren, thanks so much. You're so sweet to say that. I love all my CG guys and gals.
Oh, bless.
What do you mean, ladies, Satan and for children? Agreed. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time. She's a likable person, though. Yeah, absolutely. Stop starting with me, Mark. How dare you? This. Hey, it's working.
There we go.
All right.
Hey, yeah.
This work computer is sucky, so if there's anyone I missed greeting, please accept my apologies. This computer sucks. Yep.
It does. It sucks. And they did it on purpose. I know they did.
Yeah, they're spying on you. I would
They probably are. They
today
probably
I'm
are.
heavily investing in WyzCoin. Oh, that's very noble and very smart of you to invest in WyzCoin. She has a green face. It's fucking V. I knew it was real. I think I'm hallucinating. Should have listened to it. Ike or
That was weird.
Jen always improves the stream. There you go.
No.
Listen,
I love all my babies.
is it weird that the green screen ghost is kind of turning me on?
No.
Yes. No.
Uh-oh.
Red and green combo.
Uh-oh.
Stop turning yourself off, Jenny. Stop turning yourself off. The effect would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in the 80s. Oh, yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Really? So
Boomer alcohol trying to stream, so that's what it looks like.
You know what? He's right. Like, there is alcohol involved, but also... No, wait. I'm older than a boomer. I think... No. I'm sorry. I'm slightly younger than a boomer. I'll be 50 this year. So I think boomers are like 10 years ahead of me or like 8 to 10 years ahead of me. So, but I'm close to that. And with technology, like I'm almost 50, but if I always tell WyzGyz that if I were 100 years old, you guys would be impressed with how good I am. But of course,
Kami Mark says, I like how when Lucy wears shades, he turns into Ace Rimmer. Daisy Ridley is the most attractive British actress since Keira Knightley. Oh, Keira Knightley is pretty. Yeah.
She's a beautiful young lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy says, I have a question, mate. If Daisy Ridley did come up and ask for a date, would you introduce yourself as Lucifer or Quackrumbullustra, however you pronounce your real name?
I'd probably introduce myself as Lucifer.
You can't be more than 21. Yeah,
we're gonna start playing that game, are we?
This is the Hit on Jenny show. No. That is probably true.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Where'd I
Jen,
go?
how's it going?
Hey, Jake.
Jen is so cool. I really like her.
Aw.
Yeah. What?
Who's that said that? God bless you, darling. You know what?
Jimmy Reyes.
I got to tell you, I was introduced to Comicsgate. It's a long story how I got introduced to Comicsgate, but I did. And the more people I met, the more I literally fell in love with all of you guys. All of you guys, I fell in love with all of you. Beautiful people, wonderful people.
God bless
So,
you.
bunch of fucking speakers.
Well, one of these days we got to do a stream, Jenny, and we'll do we'll showcase you and how you got into Comicsgate.
Oh, yes. Well, WyzGyz, you know what? There is a beginning with something that came up on my feed. So yeah, there is a beginning that that I could tell you about and how it started anyway, and then just snowballed.
So your book is looking to be 150 plus pages,
Yep.
130 plus page story,
Yes.
black and white for impact, a fan art section, and softcover and hardcover editions.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Dark Tale of Revenge that takes elements of both the horror and thriller genre, blends them with a noir aesthetic, and a character-driven story that'll take you through a personal journey of darkness and vengeance. Let's see here. Common Mark is asking, what is that accent, Jenny?
Yeah, I was wondering that because when you said sorry earlier, it sounded Canadian, but the more you talk, the more I'm like, no, you sound like you come from the South.
Oh. Well, guys, honestly, I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada, and also like it could be. I had a best friend who was from North Sydney in Cape Breton, and
Oh, yeah.
I spent a lot of time there with her. Like, oh my God, you guys, we had so much fun. Oh my God, it was such a good time. Anyway, sometimes I think like it could be a Nova Scotian accent, but it could be also partly a Cape Breton accent.
Yeah.
So it could be that. Yeah. Like,
Interesting.
because if you hear Canadians and they're like, well, she doesn't sound exactly Canadian, it's probably like a Nova Scotian or Cape Breton thing.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Not My Monkeys loves you.
Aw. I love him too. Love all my
Zishin. It's called Angel. Or Syrian, I forget.
Yeah, you guys, I kind of like, to be honest, let's be honest here. I kind of like interfered and butted in. So, like, anytime, honestly, like, especially, Lucifer, like, this is your stream. So, honestly, like, whenever you guys, like, you know what, Grover, like, boop, go on. So, no worries. I'm not offended. I can go.
No, it's fine. We like having you here.
Are you guys sure?
Yeah,
Because-
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Because honestly, I would not be offended because, I mean, let's be honest. I'm drinking, and who knows what kind of sense I'm making right now.
That's okay. It's fine. The more, the merrier. At the end of the day.
Okay. Well, I'll try and be good, though. I'll try and be good.
Oh no! Don't be good. No. This is not the place to be good.
Little bit, maybe little bit good. Not really good, little bit good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. A little bit good. Just a
Mm.
little. Not too much, though. Not too
Mhm.
much.
Not
Hold
too
on.
much, you guys. Mhm.
All right. I'll be but a moment. I need to ban someone from Twitch.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wise guys,
Uh-oh.
what happened?
Uh,
What happened?
I occasionally get spam through Twitch.
Oh,
So,
I'm not on Twitch. Is Twitch where they dance?
no, that's TikTok.
Oh, TikTok's where they dance.
Twitch is usually gaming,
Oh.
and sometimes it's what they call e-thoughts.
Mhm.
Female people who are sometimes gamers, but they spend more time just showing off their assets.
Oh. Like dancing around and showing their butt and stuff.
Not necessarily even dancing, just sitting there and talking.
Oh. Oh. It's a crazy world now, eh, guys?
Oh, yeah.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
It's only going to get crazier.
Not my
And
monkey.
you're on it. It's gonna get crazier.
Not my
Yep.
monkey says you make perfect sense to me. Just keep the human skin on.
The human skin on.
Be bad, suggests Wooly.
Wally knows.
Aw.
Jimmy
Grover.
says, Grover, join me chat in the Gen chat.
Oh,
Grover.
thank you, baby.
Who is being naughty? While we wait, will there be a sequel to Lady Satan? Or do you have something new to work on after this?
Yes, there will be a sequel to Lady Satan. I have another 4 Lady Satan books planned after this, but I probably will work on something in between each book that won't be Lady Satan related. Just something to give a little bit of variation out there, a little bit of variety, never hurt no one. But yeah, my main focus will be Lady Satan for a while.
Do you think the things you'll do in between the Lady Satan books will be in the same universe?
No, probably not. Because to me, there's nothing wrong with a shared universe or a crossover or anything like that. But with a character like Lady Satan, the moment you bring in another character who's got special skills or they're superpowered or whatever, it just makes her less special. And I can't do that. I just can't bring myself to make this character less special by bringing in other characters who can take the limelight away. So no, she exists in her very own universe without any other characters crossover.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy says, we can't see the Twitcher's comments on YouTube. Yeah, that's true, but it bugs me. Assets? Yeah, use your imagination. Spruce it up, Lucifer.
I think Jake wants me to show my assets now.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, notice how Jenny's at attention now. She's like, oh?
All of a sudden the channel shut down, the stream stops.
Choose between a soft cover or hardcover edition of the book. 2 A4 prints to choose from.
Yes.
2 variants of Indiegogo exclusive print being colored by Coparticus.
Yes.
Coparticus is very talented.
Absolutely. One hell of a colorist.
Yeah. Indiegogo exclusive A3 poster. Ooh, all that blood splatter. Man, nice. A unisex t-shirt. Is this one of those images? Have you had one made yet?
Not yet.
All right.
But I will have a test one made before dedicating any money to them and saying, yeah, print off a buttload of these. I want to make sure that it's just right. I don't want to give anyone like a tacky t-shirt that's going to fall apart in like 5 months' time. I want it to last,
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. Like those Lululemon pants.
Oh, right. Is that? I wonder who people usually use when they sell on Lululemon.
I don't even know, darling, but yeah, they call it ours.
We share assets in the DMs. No need to make it public. Welcome, Azan75 from YouTube. Do you guys play Fortnite? I never got into Fortnite. I've seen a lot of Fortnite streamers, but that's not something I'm really interested in. I do random stuff. I do everything from Oregon Trail to Leisure Suit Larry, Larry Reloaded, to Age of Empires knockoff games, to Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, the Star Wars games. Jimmy says, yeah, I once saw a cosplayer on Twitch painting herself live. I was so disgusted in myself for watching for 3 hours straight. And Wise wants to ban these people? I don't get it. Nothing wrong watching Zombie Unicorn.
Hell yes.
Indeed. Back, Lady Satan, if you can. Any help would be appreciated.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a killer-looking book, and it's got all kinds of great tiers. And I so love the idea of, especially a book that many pages. I actually do like that you have the option of getting a hardcover.
Yes.
And I really want this to happen. And I got to find some way to promote it more. Speaking of t-shirts, I'm huge into t-shirts. But I also like the t-shirts that are obviously soft and comfortable, but that have the image on there that's more of a print than anything.
Yeah.
Like or part of the fabric, if you will.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't like the ones that are like feel hard and plasticky.
Okay.
And when you put it on, you could literally feel the outline of the image.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever picked up, I don't know if you got a chance to pick up Chubb's shirt from Mary Boys.
Yes, I did.
That's a pretty cool shirt. I love how huge the image is.
Yes, absolutely. It's such a great shirt.
It works for his property and his image that he used. Welcome, Jay Fairclough.
Hey, Jay.
Just stopping by and showing some love to my boy, WyzGyz. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jake says, evidence box edition for the omnibus. Evidence box edition.
Oh, yes.
Stretch goal number 1, 2,500 pounds. Every backer receives a free bookmark with a purchase. On the back side of the bookmark, does it have any writing, or
it'll have an image, but I'm not going to reveal what that image is just yet. It'll be a surprise for the backers should we reach that stretch goal, which hopefully we will.
Yeah.
You guys, can I show you the sign language sign for a surprise? Like this?
Please do.
Oh, okay. That'd be
I'm going to be practicing that tomorrow once the shades come off.
Yeah. And you guys, you know what's so cool about sign language is that it makes so much sense. You know what I mean? It's easy to remember because it makes so much sense.
I used to study American Sign Language, and
That's
unfortunately, I really got out of practice, so I hardly remember anything.
You know what, darling? The same with me, because how I got into it was my cousin, his wife was deaf, and we would get together and talk, and she taught me things, and she taught me, I don't know how many words, probably not that many. But then they got divorced. She moved to New Brunswick. Never saw her again. Whoop. But anyway, I remember some because it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Awesome.
I get what you're saying.
Not my monkeys. Just back, mate.
You are awesome, not my monkeys. Thank you so much for backing.
Thank you so much
And
for
the
your
same to
support.
Jenny for backing as well.
Oh,
Mazim75 says, you guys use TikTok? Lol. Well,
No.
I have a TikTok account. It's one of those things. I started watching the videos a while back simply because it was fun watching people dance and do happy stuff. And then what was cool was when the parents got involved as well. The parents would also do the dances that the kids were doing.
Yeah.
And that cracked me up till I'll get out. And at one point, I was considering trying to get in on that and doing the goofy dances. But now, but then there was like a period where I kind of took a break away from it and didn't do anything with my account. And then there was all that stuff, hoopla in the news where there was all this talk about China using TikTok to harvest contact information and personally identifiable information.
Yeah.
But then I started hearing that things can get so viral so quickly there that people are using it as another method of advertising and promoting their projects and their artwork, their talents. So I'm thinking, holy cow, maybe it would be worth using that as a promotional platform as well.
Yeah, it's certainly worth considering because there's such a large user base over on TikTok. But the problem is, like, you've got to keep feeding that thing over and over again. Like, and I think there's only so many videos I can post on my Foxes before people start going, fuck this guy.
Yeah, I have an account, but I just watch videos. I don't think I ever want to post anything of myself. Yeah. Adam says, Wise threatens to dance on cam. U.S. government tries to shut down TikTok. Coincidence?
Saying that wise, your songs on TikTok, I reckon they would go down so well.
Oh my gosh, that would be funny. I've really got to back up my YouTube content, so I have a means so that I can post it to upload to other platforms. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Stretch goal 2 would be every backer receives a free bookmark and a pin badge button with their purchase. Yeah, in the States we call them pins or buttons, and in the UK they call it badges.
That's right.
Stretch goal 3, the item will be unlocked once the first stretch goal has been met.
Oh yes, you don't want to give away too much too soon.
Actually, stretch goal number 3 is a pack of cigs and a lady Satan of your own to hit on. Yeah.
An inflatable lady Satan.
Oh my god.
And a puncture repair kit.
Puncture repair kit. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. A waifu body pillow. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. That's a good quote.
Completely agree with that statement. 100%.
Oh my gosh, the Daleks. I like Doctor Who.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Who's your favorite Doctor?
Shoot. Well, this is going to be embarrassing because I can't keep them straight. But it's the so I watched Doctor Who in the 80s and 90s. So
Yep.
I want to say his name is Tim or Tom. Tom.
Tom,
He wore kind of like a trench coat, and he had a very long scarf.
Tom
He had
Baker.
long scraggly hair.
Yeah, it sounds like Tom Baker to me.
Yeah, Tom Baker. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
So it cracked me up how they designed the Daleks, and it's made with a plumber's plunger.
Yeah.
It's like, can you be more threatening than? But yeah, and his robot dog. Shoot, I forget.
K9.
Canine. Yeah. How can you forget that? Well, I apparently did. But yeah, funny, great stuff. And I think I watched a little bit of the Doctor before him and a little bit of the Doctor after him.
Cool, man.
I've really got to refresh my my knowledge on Doctor Who so I can speak more intelligently on it. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of BBC too. So I
Cool.
loved series like Are You Being Served?
Yes. Yes.
Waiting for God,
Yes.
Chef,
Mm-hmm.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Hell yes.
Waiting for God. Did I say? There was Blackadder.
Yep.
Oh, Blackadder. Mm,
Yeah, yeah. So
I remember. And Are You Being Served? Oh my
Yeah.
God, that show was
So
crazy.
funny.
I remember.
Keeping Up
Yeah.
Appearances.
Yes.
The IT group.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome,
that,
man. Great.
that was the kind of stuff I was into. Let's see. Jimmy has to go. Night, guys.
Thank you, Jimmy. You take care of yourself, man.
Appreciate you.
Good night.
Have a good weekend. Wow. Do you think we could do a custom branded cigarette perk? That'd be pretty cool. You know, I kid you not. There is one of these days I'm going to have my own campaign. And one of the things I'm considering doing is there's a guy looking to do rolling trays for cigarettes and, marijuana.
Nice. Yeah.
So, custom design. I don't know if it's technically called sublimation, but it's transferring the image to, I think it's like a poly-based rolling tray.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in doing that as well as probably bottle openers.
That's a good idea.
Maybe metal prints, but I got to be careful not to go overboard.
It's so easy to do, isn't it?
I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Yeah, maybe I should wait to do most of that stuff until I've gotten one campaign under my belt. Yes, exactly. Not my monkeys. Any doctor before Juddy. Exactly.
Good answer.
Exactly.
Really
That's the right answer. Tom Baker was my fave as well.
Uh-oh. You guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Lucifer, now I have to have another smoke.
Red Dwarf. Yes, Red Dwarf as well.
Love Red Dwarf.
That was freaking funny. It's so witty. So witty. That cracked me up. Yeah.
You guys?
Mhm.
You guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
All right.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you guys listen. I gotta say something too, like, you guys, yeah, like, if you want me to go, I would not be offended, and I will still love you and you and you and you.
You can stay as long as you want.
Although I do have to wrap up soon because I do have another stream to start.
Wise guys, you know what? Darling, Angel, I'm going to tell you something that doesn't surprise me because you are always very, 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 very busy. So it doesn't surprise me at all. You're very busy. But darling, I'm going to go have a smoke. And when I come back, if you guys are on, I'll be back. But if
cool.
you guys aren't on, then I love you both. And I give you a kiss. Mwah.
We love you too. Mwah.
I'll be on.
Thank you.
I'll still be on for probably the next 4 hours at least, but with different creators.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, I'll see you guys soon.
See you
Wally
soon.
needs to hit the sack. Great show, guys. Good night. Thanks
See you
for
later, Wally. Take care, man.
Thanks for hanging. Not my monkey
Oh.
soul, right, Jenny?
It's all right.
Cheerio. Night, Wally.
Yeah.
Dream. Yeah. So actually, hold on a minute. Oh shoot. Yeah. So let's refresh once more. 1566 for 32 backers. Oops, it didn't refresh, did it?
Let's keep them fingers crossed.
1665 for 33 backers.
Fantastic. Everyone who's back tonight, thank you so much. You are officially awesome. If anyone tells you differently, send them in my direction and I'll be quite happy to correct them.
60% funded. Hell yeah.
Awesome. That's what we like to see.
7 days left. We got to keep pushing this. Got to keep pushing because
Hell yeah.
we got to get this thing funded so it can go in demand.
Hell yeah. Well, luckily, I've got a couple of streams coming up, so it's going to be all good.
Keep promoting, man. What was your ETA for fulfillment?
July.
July.
Will be the estimated time of arrival.
Good deal. Good deal. Not my monkey says, I have nowhere else to be. Man, I should have grabbed Jenny before she left for her smoke break. So definitely keep in touch.
All day, man.
Let me see here. I'm going to give you the floor here. Share with the world how you can be found on social media.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Minds as well. I shouldn't forget Minds. And all you have to do is look for Lucifer Storm or The Lucifer Storm, because there are some places where they've already taken the name Lucifer Storm, and that's not me, right? That's a substitute, except no substitutes. The Lucifer Storm.
Indeed. Oh, shoot. You can find me at the usual haunts. MeWe, Facebook, YouTube, WyzGyz Entertainment, Twitter, WyzGyz Tweets, Twitch, WyzGyz Switches. Must be another party somewhere. Well, you do realize I have another stream coming up in a couple minutes. And then 2 hours after that, I have another stream after that. So you're welcome in those chats as well. Minds? What is Minds? It's like a Twitter alternative.
Yeah.
Minds.com, good social network for us outcasts. Yeah, if it survives, I'm still on Parler, which is WyzGyzParlers, aka WyzGyzNow. And then, excuse me, I am obviously out of touch. Nah, you're good. And then, dang it, Jenny's not back yet. Please like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications. Indicate all notifications, so hopefully you don't miss a single video or stream. And drop a comment down below this video. Let us know what you're most excited about and what you're most looking forward to out of the Lady Satan campaign. Angel in a killer's dress. Thanks to everyone in chat. Thanks to everyone for your questions. You guys rock. You guys are so cool.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks to our very special guests, Jenny and Lucifer Storm.
Thanks for having me, man. This has been awesome.
Likewise. Thanks for being here. Has a lot of good features, actually. The CG crowd and group is growing slowly. Yep, that's for sure. Ta-ta for now, chaps.
TTFN, not my monkeys. Take care.
All right, let's wrap this up. We are out of here. Bye.
See?
Guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube sensation. WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.